The 17th of August, 2026. And yes, it is Dixon and Vining. Talk 99.5, talk995.com to kick off your work week and maybe try to figure out a way for all of us to stay somewhat cool, as hot as it's going to be today. Weather forecast: sunshine, 20% chance of an afternoon shower. 99 is the daytime high. The heat index, well, we won't even talk about that because it's going to be ridiculous. Tuesday, partly cloudy, 20% chance of rain, 97. The high on Wednesday, 95. You see a trend here? Yeah, we may even get into the low 90s by the end of the work week. We'll just kind of have to wait and see what it does.
Yowzer.
But between now and then, I pray that everybody's air unit is working in a way that it should, and you're finding a way to get from point A to point B without, dropping 10 pounds of perspiration, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
It is wicked out there.
There's dehydration.
Hope you had a good weekend, Richard.
I read yesterday that the inventor of the heat index died.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was 84, but he felt like 97.
That would be just in line with that.
Yeah. And we're off and running.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You people have
running?
Do you have any idea how lucky you are that
6:07.
you get to wake up to the voice of Valerie Vining every morning?
And
Do you
Richard
understand
Dixon?
No, her voice is significantly better than mine, as you can tell right now. Mine is just all raggedy and rumbling and whatnot. But
how's that breathing going? How you doing with that?
I am still breathing, barely,
Good.
and that's a good thing. I'm on the right side of the grass.
Breathing
We
is
consider
important.
that a victory.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to collect doctors now. This is what I'm
Collect
doing.
them.
I'm collecting doctors.
Oh,
I got a
boy.
cardiologist, I got a pulmonologist, I got a general practitioner, I got a urologist.
Could you get them all together at
A lot
one
of-
party?
yes.
Like one
Yeah.
gathering? Like, let's all go have coffee?
We play poker.
A poker?
Yeah, with my money. It's all my money.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's that's the way that's working. Anyway, we'll save that for another time. There's lots of stuff to talk about today. Hayden Panettiere, dead at the age of 36. Not a cheerful way to start the day, but
No, and not
certainly
way
one of the
too
bigger-
young to not be on this earth any longer.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it. It was she probably took her own life.
It's looking that way. There's been a lot of discussion that at a young age she was handed some happy pills and things like that, and we'll wait to see what the autopsy says.
Yeah.
But it's looking very much.
Could be could be an overdose of some kind that created that situation. I don't know. A sad state of affairs. You don't think about how much stuff she was in. Everybody mentions Nashville and Heroes. That show that like so many of the shows at that time. Lost is another one that just the show, it just kind of lost its way.
It did.
It was like it was building up and it was going great and everything was, and then it just kind of started falling apart. And it's like, oh yeah, we forgot we actually had to write an ending for this thing. But I will always remember her as the little girl from Remember the Titans.
Yes, very big in that film.
Great job in that film, and she was in a few other.
Yeah.
She was in
even in a
Man on
soap
Fire, I
opera.
believe.
She was on
she
a
was in a lot
soap
of
opera for a
operas.
while as a
Sure.
little kid. And it's so sad, she does have an 11-year-old daughter that she's leaving behind. Apparently, Dad was taking care of daughter since like 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
So they hadn't been together for a while. And it's just, now she's without a mama, and that's tough. Really is.
A sad state of affairs. Let's talk about something happier, like your roof and how it needs help. I am here to help you with your roof, HHM Roofing and Construction. HHM Roofing and Construction, hhmroofs.com, a truly wonderful website where you can get a bunch of explainer videos. You can take a look at all the incredible 5-star reviews. Every one of them a 5-star review. I've never seen a page where every review is 5 stars. This is the first for me. And I must say, when you look at the list of services that they provide, the fact that they are 5-star in each and every one of them is more than impressive. Check them out at hhmroofs.com. Call them at 396-7077, 396-7077. Or, like I said, hhmroofs.com, one of the best websites you'll ever find out there in any field, fully transparent company. I love them.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Well, the U.S. continues to ramp up economic pressure on Iran as the war continues. Now, of course, things are going to end today because we're at the 59, 60-day mark where, we're going to do the ceasefire and figure out something, and here we are not really figuring it out. Now, the goal is to make sure, of course, that Iran does not have nuclear capabilities. and opens the Strait of Hormuz so that those tankers with products can move through without the threat of being shot at. Iran attacked 2 United Arab Emirates ships in the Strait of Hormuz late on Thursday. President Trump wants to lower oil prices as the standoff continues with a naval blockade on Iranian ports. Now, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said additional financial sanctions on Iran would be announced very soon, and that could be today or in the coming days. But we just can't seem to quite get any movement on this one way or the other. But economically, Iran is suffering, and at least that part of it is working.
They're also extremely stubborn. I mean, suffering but not willing to cry uncle just yet. They're going to hold out for as long as is, I guess, humanly possible. Some of those economic sanctions will be not exactly on Iran, but rather on Russia and China and North Korea and anybody who's helping Iran, which is interesting. They're going to make it very difficult to do business with Iran, saying don't buy their oil, don't give them anything, don't send them weapons, and if you do, this is what the United States is going to do to you. It's strange how we manage to run these parallel paths where we're having diplomatic relations with China while at the same time punishing them for behaving in ways we don't like. It's like, and that's just the way of the world, I guess.
It is the way of the world. All right, police in Virginia arrested a 19-year-old male in connection to a shooting that took place at Virginia State University. This happened on Saturday. Police searched for hours for the suspect after 5 people were wounded. One is in critical condition. Officers received a call at 1:28 a.m. and discovered the 5 individuals suffering from gunshot wounds outside VSU residence halls. Cameron Harris is not a student at the university, but was found after that long manhunt hiding in a closet inside one of the campus dorms. He is being held in jail without bail. He may be facing more charges as we progress through the days. VSU is located about 25 miles south of Richmond, and we don't really yet have a motive on this, but not a whole lot good happens at 1:28 a.m.
No.
So don't know what the issue was. Was he in a verbal altercation with a group of people? What led to this, we're not sure yet, and they are continuing to investigate this, and our minds and thoughts are with those that, again, suffer gunshot wounds, and they're trying to recover from those injuries at a local hospital. Amazing.
I don't know. Why do we have to do this? What is the thought process here? 19-year-old Cameron Harris has now destroyed the rest of his life, as well as doing damage to 5 people. Like, what is the thought process? What did he not see past the end of his nose? 19. He's 19. He's got at least 42 more good years in him, judging from where I sit right now.
Wow. I don't know. I don't know quite what is, what's going through your brain. Obviously, you have a weapon, and you're using it in a way that's not in self-defense. It is in a way to, do harm to others based on, I don't know. Was this a random act, or did he know them? And these are some of the details we don't have yet, but maybe we'll get some of those today.
I hope so.
This is a kind of an interesting, weird story. The Dallas airport is now ditching the idea of putting foot washing stations in bathrooms after Governor Greg Abbott threatened to pull funding. Now, the international airport apparently already features 2 post-security washing stations that were added back in 2019. This is the first that I've heard of foot washing stations in airports. The Dallas-Fort Worth Airport abandoned plans to install additional foot washing stations for Islamic travelers. Abbott has directed a state review into grants provided to the airport. Abbott says that the washing stations amount to unlawful discrimination at publicly owned sites. The new foot washing stations were scheduled to be placed in a pre-security side of the terminals of the airport. So since 2019, they've made these washing stations available to the Islamic community and travelers going through that airport. Amazing that this is the first I've heard of it. Do we have these at the Birmingham airport?
If so, I've never seen them. I'm not either. I'm not aware of foot washing stations, and I don't know what the thought process is. You're going to take off your shoes and your socks, in their case maybe just their sandals, I don't know, and wash your feet. And then I guess you need to dry them. Do they put the little blow dryer down there as well?
That's a very good question.
Touch it with your toe.
But apparently it is a part of their religion and what they do, and they do that, and then they do their prayers or whatever it is that they do. And this is part of that ritual. But part of me thinks, if you got some tennis. Okay, I'm really not making, I'm trying to
ahead.
understand, but I'm like, you're not wearing sandals in the day of Jesus
Right.
where everything was dusty,
Right.
right? And your feet got all dirty because they were in the sandals and you were dealing with dust.
Correct.
Is that not the process here, that was part of the ritual back then, but yet we're continuing it, but you're not dealing with the same
No, exactly.
situation with
Exactly.
the shoe wearing.
You are.
And again,
you are
I'm
right
just
on it.
trying to understand.
Yep.
I mean, is it completely necessary that you
Of course
do that in an airport?
Of course not. There's a lot of things that it's tradition, so we do this.
I get
You're like,
I
okay.
understand.
You want
I
to
get
wear
that.
you want to wear a yarmulke or something like that. Even a headdress. You want to wear an Arab headdress. The reason for the headdress is a little, again, that's to keep the sun off of your neck while you're out in the desert, and to keep the desert flies and the desert sand to a minimum. The foot washing is because you are walking around in the dust. The keffiyeh, the large oversized robe that you might wear, once again designed to try to keep you cool and keep the sun off of you. And guys are walking around in Detroit wearing this stuff. And you're like, stop it. Stop it. Put on a pair of shoes and shorts and a shirt. You're in the West. None of the reasons why you wear that stuff exist here. Just put on regular clothing and stop acting like a moron. Oh, well, my religion dictates that this is the...
Well,
okay,
and
all right.
again, I think Greg Abbott is bringing up a very good point here. Why are we niching out? I mean, if you're going to do this for Islamic travelers, there are other religions that might require you to do other
Sure.
things in the airport.
Yep. Next thing you know...
Where do you stop with this?
You're no longer serving beef because Hindus are coming through, and it's like, what? No, bad idea.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I don't know. And I'm flabbergasted that they had washing stations in the post security check area since 2019.
Yeah,
I feel like they've been doing this. I guess
had
I haven't
no-
been, well, first, I haven't been through the Dallas airport in a long time. Secondly, I don't know if this is just in the men's
Mm-hmm.
restroom area or it's a communal place where men and women can do this.
Oh,
or-
women aren't allowed to wash their feet?
Well, probably not.
I-
You're probably right
I
about
don't know.
that.
I
They're
don't
going to have
know
to
what-
wear those nasty shoes till they
I
die.
don't know if that's true or not. But I can
God.
tell you this. When I did travel through the Dallas airport frequently, and I did because I used to live in that part of the country, one of my favorite airports. I mean, really,
It's a big, nice
big
airport.
and beautiful and well designed, and I really, really enjoyed that airport when I had to go through there. I hope they haven't screwed it up.
Sounds like they might have.
18 with
Well, it's
Dixon.
not the easiest way to get in and out of.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, if you're flying
Yeah.
into it and just using it as a hub, that's
Yeah.
one thing.
That's
But trying to drive into or out of there,
Oh.
that's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I don't think I ever did that. I think every single time I
Worse
ever
than
traveled,
Atlanta?
was-
Is it worse than Atlanta?
In some ways, yeah.
Yeah.
Atlanta's not that bad, actually,
Oh,
comparatively
no, thank
speaking.
you.
Orlando, oof. You can drive around that airport 6 times and be like, where's the exit? How do I get out of here? It's 6:19 with Dixon inviting. Stick around, more to come.
623. Good morning. Dixon and Vining with you. Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Look what just popped up on my computer, Richard. A heat warning.
Oh, no, not a heat warning.
Heat warning. On the bottom of the screen, I'm like, what is that? I got a heat warning. Is my computer about to explode?
Warning, you live in Alabama. It's August.
It's going to be hot. Hot today, folks. Not a lot of rain in the forecast either. A very good time before this ends, actually, the 25% off encapsulation to call B-Dry, bdryalabama.com. And here's why. David and the guys know how important it is to make sure that your home is sealed up with no water in it. And we're talking about maybe some places that you don't really go to very often. I know some homes have a crawl space that you can actually walk into, get into. Maybe you got to duck your head a little bit to get in there. Others, it's just a really short space, maybe a couple of feet. But water can get into those areas, and it's important that that whole area is encapsulated because the air quality can seriously change for your entire home. And you guys don't need to be breathing that kind of air. Cracking in the foundation, if water gets into those spaces, it can have a little shift sometimes on your home, and you want to stop that. You want to get it fixed. You want to get it rectified, and they can help you with that. B-Dry in business over 6 decades. They are just so good at what they do. They'll come out and first they just want to talk to you and find out from you what you're seeing and what the issue is, and then let them get in there and explore a little further about what's happening and talk with you about it. Get that free quote today. It's so simple. Just call 942-1976. And don't forget to ask them about the limited time only 25% off encapsulation. They will dry it out. They will make sure that you've got everything the way that it should be at your home. B-Dry foundation and waterproofing right here in the Birmingham area. Call them today, 205-942-1976, or get a little more information and ask that free quote by going online, bdryalabama.com, bdryalabama.com.
626, do anything exciting over the weekend there, Valerie?
I, had some errands to run, some yard stuff to do. Went and saw a friend of mine who's kind of in a hospital situation, and did that, and the normal stuff you do on the weekend, and tried to stay cool because it was unbearably hot.
Burner out there.
Yeah, it was bad. How about you?
Marina.
Yeah.
I went to the doctor Thursday, and I got a prescription which didn't get filled until Friday. I got my heart monitor on, and I didn't know this. Everyone on the text line on Friday was all like, "Those heart monitors suck and they don't work and it's a nightmare." And yeah. I get a call Friday after I get home from work shortly, and it's the nurse, and she says,
"Do you have it on?"
Yeah, no, she knows I have it on. She says, "Mr. Dixon, we're gonna make some changes to your medication based on what your heart monitor is doing." I'm like, "You can see it from there. Okay, that's nice. That's nice to know. It's obviously sending details back to the mothership." And I said, "Well, what is it?" "Well, first off, we're gonna prescribe you this second medication, and we need you to double up on the first one." And I said, "Well, I haven't taken one yet because the pharmacy hasn't told me it's ready. My pharmacy's a little slow." So they said, "Well, when you get it, take 2 instead of 1." I was like, "Okay." So I took a nap, woke up, got the note, it's ready. Okay. I go pick it up. I take 2. I get another call from the nurse. She's like, "Your heart's really going crazy. It's doing all kinds of crazy things." I'm like, "Is it still beating?" "Okay, good. I got called 4 times by these people on Friday.
Oh, my gosh.
4 times they called me for this, that, and the other, And anyway, what I found, metoprolol is the stuff that they gave me, right? 25 milligrams, lowest level.
The lowest
that
dose.
You can get.
Yeah.
They say they go up to 200. I picked up the drugs, came back home Friday, ate nothing because I was not hungry. Again, not being able to breathe makes you not hungry. And I crashed at 6 p.m.
Friday night.
And I woke up at 8 a.m. Saturday
next
morning.
Whoa.
This was the first time I had slept in any real length of time in 2 weeks. And I almost cried. When I woke up, I was just like, "Oh, this is what being well rested feels like." I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot because I've just
That's
been
14 hours of sleep right there, my friend. That's a lot of sleep.
And you know what? At noon, I went down for a nap, and I woke up at 3. I had taken my 2 metoprolol again. Well, I took 1 in the morning. I took 1 in the evening, and And then Saturday to Sunday, I went to sleep at like 10 and I woke up at 8. So I got another, 10 hours of sleep out of that. And I mean, I was just crazy. Strangely enough, last night, couldn't get to sleep.
Of course,
Yeah, I
it's
wonder why
Sunday
not.
night.
I wonder why not. I'd only slept like the
Yeah.
entire weekend away. Consequently, I was not able to doze off last night. But
I'm
started
glad the
getting
medicine's working, huh?
got some side effects.
Oh, boy.
Got a few side effects.
Oh.
One is that it makes you fairly listless. You know, it lowers your heart rate.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're cutting back to 1. I don't care what they say. We're going to try 1 for a while and see how that goes, because this being unable to stand up, that's
Not good.
that's not getting anywhere
Yeah,
for
that's
me.
not
you know?
good.
So we dialed that back, and then I had some nausea and vomiting, which is a couple of other side effects they said could happen. And I'm like, well, this is good. Throwing up with nothing in your stomach, it doesn't
That's
get much
not
better.
good. No.
Does not get much better than this. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure there's going to be some adjustment, and maybe they'll put me on something else. I don't know. We'll see. But look, the important thing is I'm here, I'm alive, and for the first time in 2 weeks, I actually am well rested.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed it stays that way. And thanks to everybody who's reached out and said they're praying for me, because I know that that's making a difference, and I very much appreciate it. 636. Dixon Vining, Talk 99.5, Talkin'99.5.com. As we are working our way into the fall, the kids are going back to school. The grandkids are going back to school. It might be time to start thinking about updating that furniture in your home, getting rid of some of the older, out-of-date stuff and bringing in some new, modern furniture that sits better, looks better, feels better. Those are reasonably priced. I'll tell you, the folks at Flipsy's Furniture can make that happen for you. 1811 Crestwood Boulevard in Irondale, or Highway 31 in Hoover, across from the Galleria, next to 2nd and Charles. These two locations are owned by the same people, but couldn't be more different. The Irondale store tends to cater to everybody in any kind of neighborhood. There's a lot of older homes in Birmingham. They take a certain style of furniture. They have that. There's, of course, mid-grade homes that were built in the 60s. You got your, ranches and things of that nature, or Cape Cod. They've got something to fit that. And then, of course, they've got mid-century modern. They have got Art Deco. They have got, obviously, modern furniture that'll fit a modern home as well. The Hoover store tends to cater to Hoover and what Hoover homes are like. And if you live in Hoover, you know what I'm talking about. All you need to do is swing by either of the two locations, but first stop at their website, flipsysfurniture.com, flipsysfurniture.com, to find out a little bit more. And then you can kind of gauge what it is you'll be after. It'll shorten your search once you get there because the selection is huge. That's flipsysfurniture.com, flipsysfurniture.com on the World Wide Web, or in person, 1811 Crestwood Boulevard and Highway 31 in Hoover. Don't forget about 12 months, same as cash, and that fabulous white glove delivery. Speaking of Hoover, Friday, city leaders and elected officials broke ground on the South Haven Surgical Plaza. It's going to be there at Stadium Trace Village. I always try to think about where's the nearest hospital if this thing doesn't get built, right? And I don't know. I had a friend who lived over in that neck of the woods, and she ended up going to, I want to say it was St. Vincent's West, like over in Bessemer. It seemed like a long way off.
Yeah, there's the new facility that's off 459 near McCullough.
Okay, yes,
where
right.
It was St. Vincent's West, now UAB West.
Right.
It's UAB.
Okay, yeah.
But it's a big facility, and that's fairly new.
Okay.
So between there and maybe Grandview, if you're back that way.
Yep. You're headed straight up 459 to get to 280 and battle that traffic. That's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah. There is a reason why you have to have a certificate of need to put a hospital up, because otherwise, you're spread so thin, nobody's making any money, and that doesn't work. So you kind of have to figure out, do we need one here? And it was decided at some point that, yes, we do need one here. That area is growing by leaps and bounds, and having something right nearby that you can go to obviously is going to make a difference. But it's a surgical center. So we're talking about advanced surgical, diagnostics, and medical services that they're bringing to the Stadium Trace Village area right there near I-459 and John Hawkins Parkway. I guess it makes sense if you're going to have 27 restaurants designed to clog your arteries. You should have at least one medical facility to clear them out.
Yeah, one nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing is going to be pretty big, sitting on over 18 acres and 80,000 square feet. You're right. And all of the building and all of the homes that are back there now off of Stadium Trace, you got Black Ridge, and then there's others beyond that. It even goes, if you follow that road all the way back, it comes out on, into Helena.
Yep.
So that whole area has just exploded, and I think they really, this is good. They need something like that out there.
I think when they build these things, the first thing they do is they build the parking deck and establish the charge to park there. That's the very first thing, so that then when the workers show up to work on the rest of the hospital, they have to park in the parking deck and pay to park. That's what
the workers.
Yeah.
Let's see how that works.
Well, I mean, it never ceases to amaze me that, you're going to the hospital because you're not well. You drive yourself there, and the first thing they say is, well, it's going to cost you $8 a day for your car to sit over here. You're like, really? Really? You're renting space for my car. I'm coming in with a heart condition, and I have to pay for my car to sit here while you jokers are working on me.
You know what you want to do? This is just like we've talked about with the add-ons, the luggage from the airline or the burger the extra ketchup or whatever sour cream you want, just build it in. Build it into the bill.
Sure.
Don't even tell me it's there.
Right.
I mean, you're going to charge me an arm and a leg for whatever you're going to
So
do in the
speak.
hospital.
Yes.
Just add the $8 to my total bill as I get out of here.
I'm already paying $14 for a Tylenol.
right.
Go ahead and make
What's
it $18.
another, right.
And then I'll buy 2 of them, and now I've paid for the parking.
That's exactly right.
How convenient
Just
is that?
add it to it all.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to see it. Don't break it down like that. I don't want to see it.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
You really do want to see it. You
Now,
need
part
them
of
to
me
break
doesn't.
it down.
Do you really? You sure?
I really don't.
Well, there might be some things in there you'd like to dispute.
Well,
So, yeah.
almost every time you should look at it because
Yeah.
there's always something to dispute.
Right,
It's like, I didn't get that. What? Oh, yes, you did. Oh, no, I didn't.
I'm sorry. I missed the part where you injected me with morphine. I think I would have remembered that.
I was
or
out.
Or maybe I wouldn't have. I could be wrong. Yeah, look, the healthcare system in this country could use a massive overhaul. And I'm not picking on this new place in Stadium
not
Trace
at
or
all.
anything like that. It's
Yeah.
just, in general, the whole thing needs to be reworked because when you come up with, well, for instance, I'm on Trelegy, it was a breathing thing, and they first hit me with, that's going to be $600. I was like, $600 a month for this? I said, I guess I'll just die then. Never mind. And they're like, no, there's a coupon you can get. You go online and you fill this thing out. And it's like, well, bring the price way down. Oh, okay. Way down to what? To zero. To zero. So now I pay nothing for this Trelegy, which is good. I'm sure my insurance is invested in it a little bit. They're probably coughing up some bucks for it, but I have no earthly idea. This is true of almost everything. Here's the price with insurance. Here's the price if you're paying for it out of pocket. Well, given the price out of pocket is so much lower. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Well, we're soaking your insurance company. Basically, we screwed the last guy so we can pass the savings on to you. That's what's going on here.
That's so messed up.
It is. It makes
is.
very little sense, and you kind of look at it and go, how about everything is just the price? It's the price. Whatever it is, it's the price.
No, they're trying to get the highest price for the medicine whenever they can.
Yeah.
And stick it to the man.
there
Stick it to the man,
Stick it to the
Richard.
maniosis.
That's right.
There shouldn't be 3 different prices for the
No.
same procedure, though. That's what I find really odd about this. And I have a friend who swears by GoodRx. She says, I've got pretty good insurance. But she said there are times when if you just ask, what's the price with GoodRx, it's less than it is with insurance. In other words, my out-of-pocket is less if I use the GoodRx instead of using the insurance. I'm like, wow, okay, I'm going to have to use that trick, find out what that's all about. So again, 3 prices with insurance, with GoodRx, and with nothing.
What are the 3 prices?
You got 3 different prices.
Yeah.
I mean, if we sold cars that way,
Shoo-wee.
I'm really interested
That would be
in this
fixed
Buick.
right away, wouldn't it
Well,
be?
do you have insurance? This Buick is $60,000 with insurance. Well, I'm paying for it out of pocket. Well, it's $40,000 then. I'm sorry, that makes very little sense to me. What if I have good car X?
I mean, the car
there
is
something
the price that it is,
yeah, you'd
right?
think, right?
Right.
That's what you'd hope for. Why
Well, in
is
the
it?
medical field, it doesn't work that way.
No, that's different with medicine for some reason. I'll never be able to figure it out. But look, Trump is he has tackled a lot of stuff, and he's continuing to tackle a lot of stuff, and some of it is fairly basic things that Americans deal with on a regular basis, like vaccines and make America healthy again, and things like Trump accounts and trying to make sure the stock market stays up and it's doing well, and he's trying to make sure that gas prices stay down. It's not doing as well, but I did gas up at $3.39 the other day.
Coming down, yeah.
I mean,
It's not bad. And the oil prices, I just looked at them from last week to now. They're continuing to drop.
okay.
So we'll
Consider that a positive.
yeah, that's a positive.
But maybe once President J.D. Vance takes over, he could put together a group of people that don't involve insurance companies, that doesn't involve people who don't know what they're talking about, and maybe a few doctors on the panel, and they can sit down and they can work up a system, maybe from scratch, that's actually going to work for us. Because Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, was so unaffordable,
It's
the government had
ridiculous.
to subsidize your payments.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, there's nothing affordable about that.
No, it's terrible.
That's crazy. So we need to come up with some system that we can look at and go, okay, how are we going to do this? I've long maintained that if we could just do health insurance like you do Progressive, or Geico or any of these, they'd all be on TV and arguing against each other and claiming that they're the best and they're the lowest and you're going to get the best value for your premium and so on and so forth.
I just want to make sure I'm going to get the best care.
That's important too.
That's very important.
That's important.
High
Don't
on
get me
the
wrong.
list. Don't cheapen it.
Yeah.
It's kind of important.
It's the old joke about the I got a group of health insurance. It only pays off if the whole group gets sick.
Yeah.
That's bad insurance right
Yeah,
there.
that is.
You don't want that.
No.
646 with Dixon and Vining, Alabama Tree Pros. AlabamaTreePros.com, 308-4158. I must say, I talk about a lot of different businesses and companies on this show, and I have for years and years and years. I'm not sure I've ever had so many people tell me about their great experience with one of these companies as I have Alabama Tree Pros. First off, I didn't know that there was that much tree work to be done, but apparently there is. Everybody's got trees, and some of them need to be trimmed, and some of them need to be taken all the way down, and some of them are already down, and they need to be cut up. And so I regularly get people who come up to me and say, that Alabama Tree Pros, man, you're not lying. They're just as good as gold. So join the club, get in line, 308-4158. They'll get back to you, and they'll give you an estimate, and they'll talk to you about what they can do, save the tree, trim the tree, take the tree all the way down, grind the stump, whatever it is you need. And what I love most is that they'll do it for less than the other guys. They'll do it safely. They'll do it expertly. They're licensed. They're bonded. They're insured. All that is stapled to the back of their very low estimate. AlabamaTreePros.com, 308-4158. Make the call today. The Vapors. $6:53. Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, Talk995.com. I regularly get this confused with Alphaville's Big in Japan, which is a completely different song that came out later.
They do sound similar.
And they're both about Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
maybe that's part of it.
Actually, that one's not about Japan at all.
No.
That's neither here nor there. Let's take a look at some of the text we have. Dixon and Vining, Talk995, Talk995.com. Heat advisory for today. Getting up to 99. Heat index more.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull the shades. Just try to stay cool. Try to stay hydrated.
You know, you joke about this. I literally have blackout curtains over my windows now.
This is not a bad idea right now.
I mean, I don't think I could get my house down to the temperature I needed it to be if I did not have that. Plus, I've got some great window tinting upstairs.
Put a sprinkler on the roof. I've seen that before. Somebody puts that up there. It's like, well.
We used to have a swamp cooler when I was out in the high desert of California, but that only works in a very, very dry environment, you know.
Yeah.
A little cold weather going on a canvas belt that rotates around, and it actually cools the house down remarkably for very little money. A cool little invention. I don't know how they did it. I was like, why doesn't everyone have one of these? Because it only works in the desert, son. Okay. Phoenix, places like that. Gary says, Richard, be careful. I started collecting doctors since the middle of July trying to get rid of my cough. Now, here I lay at Grandview with bronchitis on top of pneumonia.
Oh, no, Gary. Thoughts and prayers for you.
Yes,
Get
indeed,
well.
my friend.
Man, oh, man.
Bronchitis and pneumonia.
That's nothing to play with.
Wilson says, must pray for the old guys. Ranks keep thinning. God bless, Richard. Thank you, Wilson. Appreciate you. Put on a pair of long pants once, will you?
Yeah.
Tracy says, been worried about you, Richard. Feel better soon. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. James says, UAB Highlands Park mobile app charges $10 for 8 hours.
That is just criminal.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. That hospital's been there a long time. Surely that parking deck has paid for itself.
You would think so. I don't think it's about paying for itself. I think it's about squeezing another dime out of every single person, and whether you're there to get help yourself or whether you're visiting. Yikes. Jerry says, good morning, y'all. Today I have to have a stress test done in order to have my CDL renewed. Wish me luck. If I lose my license, maybe Richard will hire me to tote his dollars around. Y'all have a great day.
Angry trucker.
Yeah.
Good luck today.
I like it.
Get it done. You'll be okay.
Now, I understand, and my stress test isn't until October. That's how far out they're scheduled right now. But I understand that they're different. Do they not put you on the treadmill anymore?
Yeah, there's a treadmill involved.
Yeah.
The last one I had, they kind of hook you up to everything and put you on the treadmill.
What about you, Steve?
They can do it that way, or they can medically induce it.
Okay.
So they inject you with some stuff, and it just causes your heart rate to just jump out of your body.
That sounds like fun.
No.
Well, I mean, either way, that's what you're doing.
You got the paddles right there ready to go, just in case.
You're either trying to get your heart to jump out of your body by doing a stress test, or they're going to do it medically.
Wow.
Last stress test I had, and I've had 2 of them, both of them false alarms. I was working on my house in Highland Park, and I thought I was having a heart attack. And you know how you can kind of gin yourself up into a frenzy?
Sometimes your anxiety and your brain will go into overdrive, and
I was driving to work, and I made a U-turn. I went back to St. Vincent's, and I pulled into the emergency room parking lot. I said, I'm pretty sure I'm having a heart attack. Something is horribly wrong here. It turned out in the long run that it was just I had detached some muscles or inflamed some muscles in my chest while trying to tear out some drywall, or actually it was plaster. But, you know, they put me through the rigors. They put me in a bed. I had to call into work and go, somebody's going to have to take over my show. I'm not going to make it today. And the ex came. She wasn't ex at the time. She was my wife at the time. And they're like, we're going to make absolutely certain that everything is good with you, Mr. Dixon, before we allow you to leave. So they put me through every little thing, including the stress test.
That's
they send me into
good. That's what you want them to do.
Yeah, I'm like, if there's something wrong, let's find it out now. So they put me on the treadmill, and I'm jogging away there. And I said, what's the deal? What is it we're trying to achieve here? They said, well, we need your heart rate to hit 180. I'm like, I've been on this thing for 10 minutes. I'm exhausted.
You got to go faster.
said
Go faster,
I
Richard.
said-
Turn the speed up a little more.
I said, we've hit 180 by now. And the guy goes, oh, yeah, we passed it a long time ago.
You still
Now
going.
I'm just screwing
Thanks.
with you.
Getting that workout in.
Like, you're just screwing with me.
Uh-huh.
What kind of a doctor are you? Well, he wasn't. He was a medical technician. But I passed the stress test. That made me feel pretty good. Let's see. McGee says, wudu, W-U-D-U, is a Muslim cleansing process of washing in a ritualistic way.
He looked this up, McGee. I'm just calling it. I'm calling it.
Maybe he knows. I don't know. Specific order of hands,
Because
mouth.
I had to look it up and it said this exact same thing. And
Okay.
I'm like, okay.
So he just
McGee.
he copied and pasted
Yeah,
Wikipedia. That's fine. Ritualistic way, specific order of hands, mouth, nose, face, arms, head, ears, and feet to be cleansed for prayer to Allah. The wudu can last for several prayer sessions until broken and then must be done again. The first step is to cleanse the heart by devoting oneself to washing in the proper way to show reverence to Allah. Cleanse the heart. I think I'm doing that right now with the metoprolol. I
Are
could
ya?
be wrong. I don't know.
Could be.
I could be Muslim tomorrow.
Well, once again, is the airport the proper place to do that? Or is this something that should take place, I don't know, in a more, I don't know. Again, you're carving out for one
yeah.
religion in a airport for washing feet. Okay, well, listen, we're gonna blow the top off of this because there's a lot of other religions that would probably like maybe some exceptions for themselves in their religion.
Yeah.
Are they going to do that?
I kind of look at it and say, if this thing will last through several rounds of prayer, then plan accordingly and don't expect to have to wash your feet at the airport. That doesn't seem like an unreasonable thing. You just go like, airports are not where you need to do this. You need to get to your Airbnb or wherever it is you're staying and go ahead and do it then, huh? How about that?
But my feet are dusty, Richard.
Yeah.
I have
Well,
dusty
sure.
feet.
From the
They've been in the
plane.
sandals.
From the plane.
From
That
the
makes
plane?
perfect
Oh, the
sense to
plane's
me.
dusty.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. The
Sure.
parking lot, is that dusty?
Why not?
But I had tennis shoes on.
Socks
my
and
feet
shoes,
didn't get
buddy.
dusty.
Put on some Crocs.